Hi, everybody. Sorry about the adjusting. Let's go ahead, and I am excited to be opening this October paper pumpkin box with you today. And I'm not really sure how many people we're going to have live with us because today is the last day of October, and I am assuming many of you have already opened up your box. And so I'm not sure if you'll be joining me today or not, but I have had such a busy month. My family and I, we took a trip to Florida for our children's fall break and spent a week there, and then just trying to catch up and get some of my next class information ready to post soon. And so it's just been so busy. And honestly, I've just put this on the back burner because I had other things that needed to happen first. So I apologize to all of you who've been waiting patiently for my paper pumpkin week. I do appreciate you guys sticking around and wanting to see those alternatives. So today we're going to get started with Paper Pumpkin Week with our unboxing. If you're joining me, go ahead and say hello. It looks like Pamela is here and Belinda. Happy Monday. To those of you who celebrate Halloween, happy Halloween to you as well. Hopefully the video is working. I'm just getting a spinning wheel. Oh, there we go. Okay. I've got it working now, so that's good. Let's bring it down just a little bit so you can see more of that workspace. Hi, Diana. And Michelle is here. So glad to see a couple people jumping on. So I have not opened up my box. I have seen some surprises on just online, you know, Instagram, Facebook, those kinds of things. And so I kind of have an idea of what is inside, but I am excited to open it and actually see and get to play with everything that is there. For those of you who might be new to my unboxing, I do like to do a giveaway. And so you can enter my giveaway by going to my blog, and there is a special website for that. So let me pull that up really quick and I'll put it into the comments. Oh. All right, so since everything is so far behind, let's go ahead and say in 2 weeks. So let's go to maybe November 14th as the day that the giveaway will close. Okay. All right. Okay, so what I give away is a 1-month paper subscription code. So it's not for this box, it's for a future paper pumpkin box. So it's really, it's a great, easy thing for me to give away. I email you a specific code. You go to Paper Pumpkin and enter that code and you can get 1 box for free. And you can do that if you are a subscriber or if you're a new Paper Pumpkin. If you've never had Paper Pumpkin before, or if you want to give it a try, it's available to anyone, even demonstrators. So go ahead and go to my blog. So I just added the link there, and you can enter the giveaway. And then also, I want to make sure that those of you who might be new to Paper Pumpkin, if you're interested in this really great monthly subscription box, then you should go over and give it a try. And you can subscribe to Paper Pumpkin using this special link that I am going to add to the comments as well. Okay. All right. Looks like we've got more people joining us. Hello. We've got Valerie and Carolina. Becky is here. She says it's her first time watching live. So glad you're able to join us, Becky. Beth is here and Lori. She says she is excited to see the alternatives. I am too. I'm really excited to get into the Christmas spirit with this Paper Pumpkin box. Sue says she hasn't opened up her box either. So I'm glad I'm not the only one, Sue. Betty is here. Hello, hello. So glad to see you guys. Well, let's go ahead and get started. And I'm sure more people will jump on. So let's look at the things, all the things. We've got Early Espresso Stamp and Spot. I love Early Espresso. It's one of my favorite neutral colors. It's nice and dark, and so it works great for greetings. And then we've got this really fun, let me see if I've got a white piece of paper that we can look at. We've got this really fun stamp set. I have seen some really cute things done with this stamp set already, so I'm excited to play around with it myself. We've got some fun greetings. Santa Claus is coming to town. Holly Jolly, deliver to. Got this fun little Santa and reindeer. A large merry, ho ho ho. 'Tis the season to be jolly, and Christmas and holiday in a block style. What I love about this is we've got lots of different fonts. We've got some script, some type, and then this really fun block font as well. So it looks like this set has some add-ons. Let's see if they are available online. I think I saw that they are, but let me just look really quick. Because I would hate to tell you that they're available and then not have them be available, because some of these things do sell out really quickly. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing, of course. Oh, here they are. They're available. It looks like they're $4, so really reasonable. You do have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber to order. And so you just put in your email and it tells you if you're available to order or not. So you want to make sure you use the same email that you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin with. And it comes with, I think 12. Yes, 12 food safe paper bags. And the bag size is 4 inches by 6 inches. And look how cute that is. That's using some other products that Stampin' Up! Has, but, or maybe not. Maybe those dies are actually in here. Who knows? We'll see. But this kind of tells you how to make it. Oh yeah, it says die cut pieces from the November kit. So that's the next month's kit. So this is October's kit, and that's for next month. So if you want to, they coordinate together. So you can see here is October's kit and here is November's. So that will be fun that they coordinate. So don't miss out. So you do need to be a subscriber by November 10th to get November's kit. So the last day to subscribe is November 10th. All right. Are there any questions about Paper Pumpkin? We've got Sue here. She says she's opened it, but it hasn't made anything. And Valerie says she can't wait. She's already made one of each of the suggested cards, which is what we're going to do today as well. Oh my goodness. So what are you guys going to do with the cute box? I need some fun ideas. I know many people are super creative and they come up with very clever things to do with their boxes. I just focus on what's inside the box, but that is so cute. I guess I could make it into like a little gift box, huh? Phyllis is here. Hi, Phyllis. Okay, so let's take a look and see what our cards are going to look like today. So it looks like we have 3 different designs and 3 of each card. So that will be really fun. So we've got this fun joy with the Santa, ho ho ho, and then Mary. Inside this pamphlet, it gives us all the instructions that we need. And then it also tells us on the back some information. So this is a picture of everything that should be in your kit. If at all you're missing something, you can contact Stampin' Up! And they're great at either you can return your kit if you're not happy with it, or you can get a replacement possibly if there's still some kits left. But yeah, maybe always double check that you have everything. And then down here at the bottom, it says the coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors. So we've got Bermuda Bay, cherry cobbler, crumb cake, early espresso, shaded spruce, sweet sorbet, and very vanilla. And so if you want to make alternative cards that coordinate, you're going to want to have maybe the ink pads or cardstocks in those colors to coordinate. And then they do give you some other fun alternative projects on the other side. And you can always see how to make those by going to this link down here at the bottom or the QR code. Super fun. I'm excited to play around with this kit. So we've got dimensionals. We have some really cute embellishments. They're kind of like a clear vanilla color. We have some different envelopes, and envelopes are so fun to play with. So I like to cut them up. Look at that cute pattern on the front. It's kind of like a snowflake flower. Then there's a really thin pinstripe on the inside, and that's in crumb cake. Those are fun. Ooh, look at that pretty coloring there. It's got like a Bermuda Bay, and then plain on that side, and then some candy stripes. And that's fun that they've added it to the bottom of that front of the envelope. And then let's take a look at our card bases. All right, so we should have 9 card bases. So we've got 3. We have a darker color on the background, and then on the front we have crumb cake, and then on the top and bottom there's a really tiny texture of pinstripes to that red. And all 3 of those are the same. Then it looks like we have another 3 that have just white on one side and crumb cake on the other. Oh, let me turn that off. Sorry about that. I need to make my phone so nobody can disturb me. All right, so let's go back to our last card base. We'll take a look at this one. So it looks like it's got a very pale blue on one side and then just plain white on the other. So those will be fun to play with. And then of course the fun die cuts. So this one has a square and a frame in white, 2 Santa Claus, joy. I'm glad they added the O just in case we wanted to make it without the Santa. So that was nice of them. Some pinstripe rectangles and a banner. And there should be 3 of those, and there are. So 2 and 1. I'm going to put my extras in my box. Then we've got some cutouts. One says ho, 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 and the other is Merry. I'm going to pop one of each of these out and place it to the side because I know we're going to be creating with that today, because I like to make one of each of the suggested projects just so we can see how to put them together for those of you who might be holding off. Ooh, and then these are really pretty. There's kind of an iridescent, can you see that shine to it? And there are 3 different sizes of snowflakes. We have a large, a medium, and a small. So I'll just place that to the side. Those are really pretty die cuts. Oh, we also have a vellum. This looks like it goes behind the ho, ho, ho. I love vellum. I think it's a really fun addition to our cards. So that will be fun to add. We've got a bunch of rectangles in different sizes, shaded spruce, and then these ones have a little tiny stitching around the edge. So that will be fun to play with. And then these, I've seen so many fun things done with these dies. So I'm excited to play around with these. These are crumb cake, a little bit of detail along the outside edge, and they've just got this snowflake pattern to them. 3 of those. And then this is the same kind of snowflake pattern, just in a larger piece, and that's also in crumb cake. And I have 3 of those as well. And then kind of a starry sky. All right, let me look at the comments, see if anyone has any questions or comments they want to share. Lots of people are saying it's adorable, love this kit, cute. Shelly, she's from Germany, and she's sad that she had to let go of her paper pumpkin subscription because she's moved to Germany and they don't offer it outside of, I think the US and Canada get it, if I'm correct. So that is sad. I'm so sorry, Shelly, but living in Germany is amazing. And I've never been to Germany. I love to go. So, you got to look at the bright side, right? But it's such a fun kit. I'm so sad it's not available to everyone in all markets. So let's begin with our card number 1. Now that we've seen everything that's inside, I know that I'm probably going to be adding some twine to my alternatives, either the linen thread or the baker's twine. I just love that little element. So I'm excited to play around with that as well. So I just had that thought pop in. So for card number 1, these are the products we're going to need. So it looks like we need the crumb cake card base and the larger crumb cake snowflake die cut, as well as a large snowflake die cut. Just be gentle. These look very delicate, and they are attached with just a little bit in the corner or the top of each of these snowflake sections. Then we also need our Mary and a Santa and this blue banner, as well as one of the white rectangles. I'm just going to take this one right here. We'll also need some dimensionals and glue dots. So this shape here is the dimensional icon, and then the little solid dots means glue dots, and then there's one little vanilla pearl there. And then these are the stamp sets that we'll use. So when you get your very first paper pumpkin kit, you're going to receive a clear block, and it is the paper pumpkin clear block. Can you see how it's really thin and it says paper pumpkin there on the bottom? Normally Stampin' Up's blocks are thicker and they have this really great groove for your fingers. So if you love paper pumpkin and you want to continue to get the kits, I do recommend placing an order with me for the clear block D. And it's just a lot easier to hold on to, and your fingers don't really get in the way of your stamping. But this is a really great block for traveling, and I have a bunch of these that I also will use when I want to. But for ease, I do love my regular Stampin' Up clear blocks. So I'm going to take my Santa, and the first step says that I'm going to ink it up in early espresso, and it's going to get stamped on top of my die cut. And honestly, that makes me feel a little nervous. How many of you guys have done this? Are there any tips or tricks that I should be aware of? The nice thing is that it's clear, so I can see through it. You want to make sure you ink up your stamp really well. Oh, I have a brilliant idea. So, I guess it's not brilliant, but if you have a Stamparatus, you can do this with a Stamparatus, and it's really easy. I'm just doing a quick test to make sure that my image is coming out nice and crisp. So, when you have a Stamparatus, you can use this little area here to line up your stamp. Let me go grab that really quick and I'll show you my little technique. Have you guys seen me do this before? I've shared this a couple times on my YouTube channel. I think it's just brilliant when you need to make sure something is exactly where you need it. And it's actually this idea right here. I was working with the all bundled up, but I'll do another one so it makes sense to you. So you'll need to have, because it's a photopolymer stamp set, you'll need the foam for it so that it makes a nice image, and then my magnet there. And what you'll do is you'll take your stamp, pick it up with your clear plate. ink it. I'm going to take this off so you can see me ink it. So ink it up. Put it back into the grooves and stamp it. And then you'll take your opening from the die cut and you'll line it up. I'm going to cut it out so that I don't have to do this. Pop this guy out and we'll just cut out a solid Santa Claus die cut. Okay. So you've got the opening. This goes over your stamped image, just like that. Then you can add some washi tape or your magnet, and then this goes inside that opening. And it should fit perfectly because it just came out of there. And then you ink up your stamp again. And then you can stamp that perfectly onto your Santa Claus. Oh, and I didn't press hard enough. So I can actually go in and give it a little more pressure and even ink it again if it had a hard time. So there's a little bit of, it's not really quite crisp right there. So I can go in and do a second stamp if I need to. That's one thing I love about my Stamparatus. So this is a little more of an expensive product, but I definitely feel like it's worth it to have when you've got tricky little stamps like this one. Look how cute that guy is. So adorable. So if I didn't have the Stamparatus, then I would just do it with my clear block. So let's go ahead and give that a try. This time I would need to make sure that because you can't really re-stamp very well. I mean, you can try, and sometimes you can be successful because it's a clear stamp and you can see through it. But I would prefer to stamp all at the same time. Oh, this just makes me nervous. Maybe I need to stamp on something that has a little bit of a color to it so I can see the edge. And this needs to actually, I need to clean this. It's kind of a mess. Hold on. All right, try that again. That was just a baby wipe. So if I keep my stamp nice and clean, then I should be able to see exactly where it's going. Oh, but it's not very crisp. Okay, one more time. Sorry, guys. These are just so cute. I don't want to like ruin it and not have it turn out well. So if you've watched a lot of my unboxings, we've talked a lot about different ways that you can get a good image from your clear stamps. One of the ways is to use Versamark ink. It really holds the ink in place so you don't get like a bubbly look. All right, I think I'm finally ready to do this. Just have to have faith. There we go. Nice even pressure all the way around. And if it's not perfect, you know, that's okay too. There can be little gaps or whatever. Oh, but look, that turned out really well. I think a couple of the things that helped me was having a darker space so I could see the edge of the snowman, or the edge of the die cut, so that I can kind of center the image where I needed it to be. And then of course using Versamark to hold the ink in place so I didn't get like a bubbly image. It was nice and crisp. Super cute. Okay, so a couple things to kind of help you get a good image there for that. And then we're going to stamp Christmas. And you know, I'm going to kind of do the same thing just because this is a more solid image, and I want to make sure that I get a good stamp for that too. First, I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Sometimes there's like a little film left over. So just wipe that down. And then use my Versamark. And then ink it up well. You want it to be nice and solid. And then that goes right in the center of that strip. So again, you're going to need to have a dark background so you can see the edge of that rectangle. Even pressure all the way around. And I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so a couple tips there for stamping. So let's go ahead and put the card together now. Back to our instructions. Another tool that I use all the time is a bone folder. And you can find out all the tools and where to get them in the description of the video below or on my blog. There's a couple tools that I just love to have with my paper pumpkin kit, and the bone folder is definitely one of them. So I'm going to add, for step 2, dimensionals to the back side of my large snowflake die cut piece. And they have them in the corners. Are they maybe a little too big for that area? I'm just going to bring them in a little bit. Seems to be a lot of dimensionals here, so I'm not too worried about it not having enough. I could also cut these down and put like a little half in there. You know, I might also add some, well, that's a little tight. Okay, so that's good for me. And then that just goes in the center on the crumb cake side. So that's kind of a fun little pattern that you get to see through. And then it says to add the snowflake. So one side is shiny and one side is dull. So make sure to add the adhesive to the dull side. And I've got my take a pick here. And I'm going to use the sticky part to pick up, well, maybe not, the glue dot. I need to find my other piece. I was using it earlier for something. So anyway, put your snowflake down. Looks like it's kind of in the top. There's like this little piece right here. I'm going to stick it to that piece there. And I need to add some dimensionals to the snowman, or no, not snowman, Santa. And that goes off to the left of the snowflake at an angle. Maybe not quite so low. Then we have the blue Mary, or the blue banner. The Mary goes on top of that with our glue dots. I I need to find my little top to my take a pic tool. Oh well, I thought it was close by. So I'm just going to use my paper snips multi-purpose tool here. So they've got them in a couple different places. If by chance they come off and you can see them on the other side, you can always fold them over so that it's all on the back side of your greeting. So right here, like just make sure that none of that adhesive is showing. And that goes on the banner sticky. Like so. And then we add this to the card with dimensionals. And it does say to place the dimensionals at the bottom of that banner. And that's probably just because we've got our Santa here and we don't want to add dimensionals on top of that. That would just be really thick. And that goes right in the middle over the Santa's beard. Make sure it goes on your card straight. And then the last thing is our Christmas, and we add that with the dimensional or two as well. Again, if this is too big for you, you can cut these dimensionals down in half on these smaller pieces. And that goes right about here. I'm going to actually tuck it underneath, I think, because I want that little blue piece to show. There. I think that looks good. And then the last thing they have is one of the little pearls go inside of in the middle of our snowflake. And there's large and small. So I'm going to do a large one since it's all by itself right there in the center. So cute. Hi, Kylie. Love it. And super quick and easy. So if you stick to just those suggested projects, they're really quite quick to make. All right, so let's move on to card number 2. These are the products we need for card number 2. We've got our blue card base and we have the frame. I don't know if we use the rectangle inside the frame for any of the suggested projects, but hold on to it because you never know, I might decide to use it for an alternative. So we'll need that. We need, it looks like a medium-sized snowflake. And the smaller length candy cane stripe, as well as the starry sky, the vellum, and the script for the ho ho ho. A lot of little pieces here. Okay. Oh, and then one of the stitched white rectangles. So Charlie says, this is very cute. I know, I agree. These cards are adorable. So then we can go to our instructions. And the first thing we need to do is stamp Santa Claus is coming to town on our label. And then our flying reindeer and Santa, I keep wanting to call him a snowman, on the starry sky. So Santa Claus is coming to town, and I use both sides of my clear block. So I'll put my greeting on one side and then my Santa on another side, like that. Let's do the Santa Claus first. And again, I'm just going to do this technique just to ensure that I have a nice crisp image. Lots of ink. You want to add as much ink as you can so you can get that crisp image when you stamp it. And it looks like it goes, so the Santa's going down and the reindeers kind of come up. Nice even pressure all the way across. So something like that. And then we've got our rectangle with the blue stitching. The stitching is very faint, and we're going to do the same thing. And that goes in the center of that greeting. And I'm going to actually take this off. So Santa Claus is coming to town. All right. Super cute stamps. So now we can start putting things together. It looks like we begin by adding some glue dots to our frame and to our, this is I think the candy cane stripe piece. And then there's no right or wrong side for that frame, is there? So I do suggest having a take a pick tool for these glue dots. It's a lot easier than even using your paper snips. Okay. I'm going to stick this, I don't know if this is the way they want me to do it or not, but I'm going to take the frame and I'm going to take the top of this sky and I'm going to add it to the center of the frame like that. And it looks like there's a little bit of a border down here that I can connect my candy cane stripe piece to. So I'm going to add the glue dots to this bottom section that's peeking out from underneath the frame. And then this candy cane piece looks like it goes underneath and it connects like that. So just make sure it's even on the sides. Okay. There we go. That's cute. Is that even though? It feels a little crooked. Oh, it's pretty even. It's a little lower on this right side. So if I wanted to even that up, I could just use my paper trimmer, which will be easier than taking everything apart. So I'm just going to trim off just the tiniest bit to make that even all the way across. That's probably why they have it, you do it this way, but either works. So then we add this to our card base with dimensionals. And that goes in the center of our card base. So then we're on step number 3. We've got our snowflake with a glue dot on the back. And that gets added to the corner of the frame, the bottom right corner. And our greeting has more dimensionals, and that gets added on the candy cane strip. But they have it coming off like at the bottom. I kind of want it to be above. So that's what I'm going to do. You do what you want to do. If you want to follow the directions or have a little bit of that showing at the bottom. Then you take your ho ho ho. This feels really thick, if like there's two there, but there aren't. And add some glue dots to the back. Let's put one down here at the bottom. And that gets added on the vellum. Again, grab maybe a dark, something dark to add underneath so that you can see where the center of the vellum would be. And then you're going to add more glue dots, but you want to make sure that they go behind the other glue dots that you added so that they're not showing through the vellum. And then you can add ho ho ho. On your card. And then they do have another one of the large pearls for the inside of that snowflake. Oh, I can use my sticky side of my Take a Pic for that. So cute. What do you guys think? Good card? So simple. All right, card 2 is done. Let's move to card number 3. So for card number 3, we need the crumb cake and feels like cherry cobbler card base, along with the skinny candy cane stripe piece and the joy. We already have stamped on our Santa, so we can use that. And we're only going to use the J and the Y for this. Oh, looks like I tore my J a little bit. Oh, but just on the back side, so that's good. And then we need one of each size, or no, one medium and two small of these iridescent snowflakes, not the super large. So one medium, two small. And then our Santa that we've stamped. Oh, and then the crumb cake die cut and a green strip. Okay, so for our last card, we're going to begin by stamping our Santa, which we've already done. And then 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly goes on our green strip. So we do want to make sure that we've got a lot of ink on there so that it can be nice and dark. If you're worried about it, you can always flip it. Or even if you stamp it and don't love it, you can flip it to the white side and do it again. And it looks like they're suggesting that you add it to your clear block at an angle so that it's long enough to get on that clear block. So a little bit of Versamark to make everything stick, and some ink. And And stamp that right in the center. Nice even pressure so that you get a good crisp image. All right, can you see that okay? So you might choose to do the other side, depending on if you like it or if you can see it well enough. All right, so for step number 2, we're going to add dimensionals. So these guys fit better in the corners on this piece than they did on the other piece. So 5 dimensionals there, and that goes right in the center. I think I'm going to stand them up and so that the edge matches. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to add my snowflakes. That's step number 3. Again, add just one little glue dot in the center. The larger one, so the medium size, goes down in the bottom left corner. And then the 2 small ones form kind of a triangle connecting like as the points of a triangle. So we've got one that's in just a little bit up at the top. And then the other one down near that bottom right corner of the crumb cake. So it looks something like this. And then we add the strips with glue dots for step number 4. And we'll put the candy cane down first and then the greeting on top of that one. And that just goes near the bottom of these die cut crumb cake snowflakes. And it looks like it's right in the center of the card. And then make sure that you add this one on top. And then these are, so it shows you right here that you can cut the dimensionals in half to add them to the Y. So it's easiest to cut the ones that are close to the edge because you can leave them on your sheet of dimensionals. So that's for the Y. And then they say you should be able to fit a big one down at the bottom. And one on the J. I'm going to cut, so I also like to use these edges. So I'm going to use an edge piece for the bottom of the J. Just you know, hold that in place. And then a couple pieces for the Santa. And I'm going to add the Santa first, right in the center. So this is the center of the card. So I'm going to do that one there. And then the J and the Y on the other sides. And I want the bottoms to touch the top of the green. And if they're sticking through this die cut piece, you can go in there with maybe a pair of paper snips and kind of pop it up. So you see how my J is sticking down? You can kind of go in and pop them with your, oh, that one's stuck because I have a piece there holding it up. There we go. Okay. And then it says that we can add, do we have any of our little pearls? I don't see any pearls added. Oh, I wonder if they just put them, yep, on the snowflakes. That's where I think they go, just like we did before. So I'm going to use one of the large sizes and 2 of the small. So the large size goes on the medium one. And then the small ones go on the small snowflake. Those are really tiny. And that card is all done. All right, did this get you in the holiday spirit? I hope so. I know it has for me, even though today is Halloween. I'm excited to create some fun alternatives with this kit and share those with you throughout the week. So I hope you come back and check out my channel for those alternative cards. And again, if you're interested in Paper Pumpkin and getting a subscription for yourself, then please use the link that I've added to the comments or will be in the description below once this live is over. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been really fun to be here with you today. And if you have any questions about Stampin' Up! Products, you're always welcome to contact me. You can leave a comment on any of my videos, or you can email me at chelsey@creativechelsey.com. And that is always listed at the bottom of all of my descriptions in all of my videos. So you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.